What is cookin', everyone? Tequila shots here, taking the shots so you don't have to. Welcome back to the channel. Today I want to talk about Penticton Comicon 2024, an event I've gone to for several years now. And let me tell you, this con has always had such a warm, family-friendly vibe. It's one of those shows where artists, cosplayers, and fans come together, and it just feels like a community. But this year, something happened that really shook me. It wasn't about comics or cosplay. It was about bullying. Something that should never, ever have a place at Comic-Con. I've been attending Penticton Comicon for years, and I've always appreciated how welcoming and supportive it feels. Small-town conventions like this are special. They give new artists, indie creators, and families a chance to experience convention culture without the massive crowds or overwhelming chaos of big city cons. That's why what I witnessed this year really hit me hard. Because instead of being a celebration of creativity, it turned into a moment of cruelty. So here's what happened. There was a woman vendor selling tumblers, custom cups with art designs. Nothing shady, nothing flashy, just someone trying to share her work and make back the money she spent for her booth. Another artist, not even a local one, pointed out that some of her tumbler designs used AI-generated art. Now here's the important detail. The vendor wasn't even aware that it was AI art. She didn't make it herself. She had sourced designs to use, like many small vendors do. Instead of handling this quietly with con staff or offering to explain the concerns, this other artist went after her. She complained, pushed the issue, and ultimately got this poor vendor kicked out of the convention. 2 days of booth fees, gone. Her chance to sell, gone. And when it all came down, she was literally left crying on the floor. It was heartbreaking, and here's the part that disgusted me. After the woman was forced out, the artist who reported her came back celebrating, bragging about getting her kicked out. That is not standing up for artists' rights. That is not community. That is bullying, plain and simple. Watching someone cheer over another person's pain, especially in a space that's supposed to celebrate art, fandom, and inclusivity, was appalling. That's not what Comic-Con is about. Now, let's be clear. AI art is a complicated, controversial subject. Some cons are banning it outright. Others are still figuring out policies. There's a real debate to be had about originality, copyright, and fairness. But here's the thing. This vendor wasn't trying to trick anyone. She wasn't trying to pass off AI as her own fine art. She simply didn't know. And instead of education or compassion, she got humiliation and financial loss. That's where I think the line needs to be drawn. Conventions should absolutely make their policies clear. If AI art isn't allowed, vendors need to know before they pay their booth fees. And if issues come up, they should be handled respectfully and privately, not through public bullying. In my opinion, the real failure here wasn't the vendor with tumblers. The failure was how another artist decided to handle the situation, choosing cruelty over kindness, ego over empathy. If you see something that bothers you at a con, the right path is to talk to staff, not attack a fellow vendor. We need to remember that behind every booth is a human being, often just trying to get by, share their work, and be part of the community. And no one deserves to be left crying on the floor because of a witch hunt. So that's my experience at Penticton Comicon 2024. But this year showed me that we all need to do better. And I do not think I will be going this year, as there is a bitter taste in my mouth still. Bullying doesn't belong at cons, ever. What do you think? Should AI art be banned at conventions? Should vendors be given warnings instead of punishment? And most importantly, How do we keep our cons kind and welcoming? Let me know your thoughts in the comments. And if you found this video helpful, please hit like, subscribe, and share it, because this is a conversation we need to have. Until next time, stay creative, stay kind, and I'll see you at the next con.